to stay with Curry. Catches, one dribble, steps back, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound tip taken by Spades. Final seconds. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again.
I came back home to win a championship and energize Northeast Ohio. But in a place like Cleveland, there's so much more work to do.
3,300 acres of land sits vacant. Almost 2% of the population has left in the past 3 years.
To revitalize Cleveland, we need to work block by block, street up, and street by street. I wanted to invest my time and influence to create a movement that can maybe strengthen our community and transform neighborhoods.
We're doing something great for the community. We're bringing neighborhoods together.
The 4 local investors I recruited have each picked one new business that they are backing with their own money.
This is our space.
This works best.
Okay.
Now they have 3 months to open their stores, bringing new life to a neighborhood that's on the rebound but still has too many empty storefronts.
This is like the biggest opportunity of a lifetime.
If we can help rebuild 1/4 of the city, we can create jobs.
You guys ready to train on some bagels?
And grow.
216.
Nothing is given.
You see the vision coming to life.
Everything is earned.
We're down to the wire.
This is suddenly feeling real.
You work for what you get. This is Cleveland Hustles. Previously on Cleveland Hustles. After LeBron James' team of local investors chose the 4 small businesses they're investing in, the race is on for a summer storefront opening in the Gordon Square neighborhood.
There's going to be a lot of 15-hour days.
But each business is off to a rocky start.
I think that we're designing the wrong space.
Cleveland Bagel Company and Groundswell Yoga Studio face daunting renovations.
Oh my gosh, it's a mess.
Well, leather goods maker Fount and Old City Soda are without a home after losing out on the building that they hope to share.
I really think it's not going to work here. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Tonight,
This is like the biggest opportunity of a lifetime.
with only 2 months left until doors open, Cleveland Bagel Company and Groundswell must overcome huge challenges to build out their storefronts. There's not even bathrooms on the roof in the plan. What? While Fount and Old City Soda are still desperately trying to find a location.
We've been burned on rent deals before.
But will a rift between Fount and their investor, Jonathan Sawyer, mean the end of their partnership?
If you don't have a signed operator today, we are going to walk away.
The past few days have been tough ones for Sean Atkins of Old City Soda. His meeting with LA Libations, the national beverage marketer, went poorly.
Of the 200 meetings I had, I never went to one where they didn't bring their product.
And his investor, Kumar Arora, is upset that Sean hasn't found a location yet for the soda bar concept that they have to open in 2 months.
There's no excuses, like, you have to find a place.
I'm afraid Kumar could lose faith in our company.
And so Sean has made it his mission to get both Old City Soda and Fount into the building they want to share at 6706 Detroit Avenue. And he's close to working out a lease-to-buy deal on the property, which could change his fortunes overnight.
Back to some of the business terms. So it's coming up with like a deposit or something that could be maybe paid down as a part of the purchase price later on, or returned, provided that the quality of the work is good, improving the building itself.
The building still needs a good bit of electrical, HVAC, and infrastructure work. And in order to secure the lease, Old City has agreed to foot the bill for those upgrades. Normally that wouldn't happen. The landlord would be responsible, but we don't have a lot of time, so it's going to get us in the space. We want to be good for the neighborhood and partner and do the right thing, so I'm happy we're able to get to that point.
Yeah, we're excited too, and we've definitely made a lot of progress, and now we've kind of brought it back to life and closed this thing out. So.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I appreciate your help, Adam.
Yeah,
really.
no problem.
Thanks a lot. You've been a great partner on this one, so I appreciate
Thanks.
it. It's a huge relief to have our space secured in Gordon Square. The total rent for the building is $4,200 a month. Since Fount is going to be our tenant, they're going to pay us $900 a month in rent. Old City holds the lease, and so we're going to have to foot the bill of $75,000 to get the building ready to occupy. We're going to be leasing the building for the first year, but we'll have the option to buy it at the end of that year. And overall, we feel really good about the deal for us and for Fount. I couldn't wait to tell Fount and the investors the great news. So I met them at the space after I was able to close the deal to fill them in on all the details.
Are you bringing us good news?
Yes.
Yeah, good job, sir. I'm glad.
Having dealt with this building before, I was impressed with Sean. Getting that building to lease with the opportunity to buy is going to benefit both businesses in the long and short term, especially with the time frame that we have.
The deal is because of the space in its current condition, there's work that has to be done in terms of improvements. So we're committing the capital to make those improvements.
How much? What are we?
75 is what we've estimated at based on the contractors that we've talked to.
If you could do it for 75, demising an HVAC, that's great.
Good job, sir. Sean was a little bit on the ropes after LA Libations, and Kumar was beginning to lose a little bit of trust in him. But Sean has redeemed himself in a big way.
I'm really thrilled with the new location. It's going to allow the Cleveland Bagel guys to be able to do production and retail in the same space. Unfortunately, we're going to need some massive renovation there, but I'm positive it's going to be worth it.
I would open these up as long as the lintels are in good shape. This would bring a lot of natural light in.
If you could take this brown swath and make it look good, you guys will look like heroes.
Is this a big project out here? I think this is doable, yeah, within our time frame and
some cost.
Budget aside. Yeah, right, yeah.
Don't, budget is never aside. When you take on a huge renovation like this, the hardest part, obviously, is how do you stay in your budget? I'm the investor that's paying for this, and I'm not going to let the cost spiral out of control.
There's a huge opportunity right here for more visibility. You're able to see what's happening behind the scenes.
We have to glass off.
I feel like a glass partition wall is probably going to be necessary.
Yeah. But I'm going to get commitments from these people to do it. That's what the Cleveland spirit is all about. We really do hustle, and I'm going to make them hustle big time.
It's been a couple of weeks since I met with Kathy and Ann about the construction of Groundswell's new yoga studio. They've asked me to look out plans for the build-out of their location, which is really enormous.
I remember the space was a little challenging.
It's very challenging. It's very daunting. So Ann came up with a brilliant idea to start, have it in different phases, and Robert suggested that as well. So we're going to start with the roof deck first.
Okay. So we're not building out the interior of the space.
We are, but probably not by the summer.
They're showing me plans for a development that originally I thought was going to be challenged because of the scale that it was operating on.
From about here over is roughly 1,500 square feet.
And immediately they tell me we can't accomplish what we originally said we were going to do. That gives me pause. They want to develop the roof deck first before they start on the interior space because the roof renovations will be quicker. They can get classes going sooner and start earning revenue immediately. But I'm just not sure about that strategy.
So there will not be bathrooms?
We have bathrooms on the lower level.
There's not even bathrooms on the roof in the plan. What? I can't even go to a locker room or a bathroom? I don't want consumers to have a subpar experience because they'll never come back.
Part of the approach is figuring out how we can start with revenue with lower cost initially so that this can actually help us fund the interior studio as well.
That switchover when the weather gets cold, you gotta have it ready before then. It sounds like I'm still not hearing a real deadline, so what I worry about is that we now are out of service.
Yeah, it's definitely something we can talk through and run the numbers. I was really excited about doing the rooftop deck first. I felt like it was a great solution to hitting our deadline, and Bonin seemed pretty disappointed. I'm pretty concerned that I'm not hitting the expectations.
All the projects I've been in, this is the worst meeting there ever is. No matter what they say, we're not going to like it. Today's the day that Jeff and Dan and I, we're going to meet Bonin over at VOCON, and we're going to see the truth. What's this going to cost?
Do you have a sense of what the ballpark is?
I mean, we have where we want it to be.
We know where do you want it to be?
You know, 45 is where we want it to be, right?
45. We're hoping to make this thing come in at about $45,000. It's going to come in nowhere near where we're hoping. They're going to defend it. We're going to start biting away at it. I've been here, and I know how to do this. I'd like to spare you wasting any further amount of your time. How much is this thing going to cost?
Coming up on Cleveland Hustle.
I came to this table prepared to walk away. If you don't have a signed operating room today, we are going to walk away.
Maybe there's a miscommunication because I think
There's
that...
not. There's
Yeah.
not a miscommunication.
I'd like to spare you wasting any further amount of your time. How much is this thing going to cost? It's the heart attack moment. Today we're at VOCON, our design firm, to discuss the renovation. We have 2 months to turn this space I leased for the Cleveland Bagel Company into a facility with both production and retail. We have $45,000 budgeted for the build-out. And today we're going to meet with the contractor and the design firm and just see, how out of control this is.
All in, we're at $110,000.
They came up with $110,000. I had 2 choices: walk out or start showing them how we could cut that in half. We know that we have to cut. Are you guys up for helping us do that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, let's go through the numbers.
First category is general conditions.
Those are expensive conditions. I don't understand what 17,000, seriously.
It's general conditions and project overhead, so you have things like site supervision, office overhead, or anything of that nature.
Does everybody charge that?
It's pretty typical, yeah. I mean, he's got a site superintendent out there, and so he's our eyes and ears out there, and it's absolutely necessary.
Is it often more than 10% of the price of the job?
I've seen it way higher. I have. I think Frank's being pretty fair.
Hey, listen, we're all for you making a fair profit, don't get me wrong.
That's overhead. Yeah, that's
I mean, personally, can I just say this?
Yeah.
I don't buy that. I've had companies, and I know that there's all kinds of ways to add profit. This sounds like the perfect place to go for it.
I'm an honest contractor, so I'd be glad to share the breakdown with you.
Okay.
If you're questioning it.
You know what, I'm not doubting you ever, because I do trust you.
I appreciate it.
We cannot spend that money. We will not spend that kind of money, and we know lots of ways of savings. That number's fixed in your mind.
Yeah.
Now the question becomes, how are we going to get this number down? The one thing that I'm positive about is that we've got probably one of the best real estate negotiators in the room with us, and that's Alan. If anybody can make it happen, it's that man.
Unless you guys are doing some of the site cleaning or you want to do some of the general labor, things of that nature.
I've been doing family and friends favors for years and years and years, and now it's time to call in all those chips.
Yeah. To save money, both Jeff and Dan are putting on hard hats, and they're going to help a lot with the renovation. The client's going to demo?
Yeah, so we
offered to do the demo. We definitely figured that was a way off the bat that we could save money on the project.
We went through the budget, line by line by line, and so far we've been able to knock 20,000 off. There were some things that stood out and we addressed them. For example, expensive planters out front. It's not really necessary. And contractors' oversight fee and profit on the project. So I'm at 21 from 110 is 89 or so. What do you think we can get back from the city?
10, 15, yeah.
So let's say that it's 10, so we're at 80 right now.
I can live with that then.
You can live with that.
Well, can you?
No. It's still way too high. We're not doing it. Here's how this meeting ends. We have to get down somewhere near that 45 number. These guys are offering to do a whole lot of the services that we're paying for and we're paying for you to supervise.
Watching Alan whittle away this initial estimate for our storefront is kind of a sight to behold. Yeah, it's amazing. He's a real fighter.
I'm confident we can come up with some unique solutions that's going
to
fit.
All right, how long do you think that will take?
A couple days if necessary.
Yeah. So let's invest the next couple of days in getting down to where we need to be. We are simply looking at these guys in the eye and say, go back and tell someone they got to do better. I mean, everybody can do better. Oh boy, how do you guys think things went?
It's such a huge discrepancy from where I thought it would be.
Well, look, we're down to in the 70s just from that conversation. The thing I want to caution you guys about is not valuing your time enough so that you're distracted for the next month and a half from the business because you're painting and cutting wood.
There's going to be a lot of 15-hour days, 16-hour days. You're going to love these guys. They're really cool. Hey guys, how's it going? I want to introduce you to my friend Amanda from Deluxe.
Hi, nice to meet you, Mike.
My colleague Amanda Brinkman from Deluxe is in town. Amanda's a marketing expert for small businesses. I wanted to bring her over to meet the Old City Soda guys to talk about our packaging problems as well as finding ways to get us to stand out in refrigerator cases.
Get some sodas going here for you guys.
Nice. Do you always open bottles with an ice cream scoop?
Whatever I have.
Whatever he has in front of him.
So are you guys moving from bottles to cans?
We would love to go to cans, and we've talked about it pretty extensively just from a cost perspective.
Okay.
The only question kind of comes down to, can we actually put this in a can and still command a premium product, or people think it's a regular soda that they won't pay a lot of money for?
Branding actually helps you demand the premium
Correct.
pricing. There's just a few things you could change that would help a little bit.
Sure.
If you do stick with bottles, moving to clear bottles might be something that you'd want to consider. You want to communicate that lightness and that freshness.
What was the choice to go with this bottle instead of clear from the get-go?
The size of the machine.
Strictly just...
We can't retrofit it to any size bottle, so we're pretty specific and limited.
It's upsetting that the guys are making branding decisions based on an old piece of equipment. And for them to grow nationally, they're going to have to be able to have options and think bigger.
The other thing I would say is just the color choices for the different flavors. So grapefruit, maybe making it a little bit more pink, and maybe reserving the brown for the ginger so that the green can go to the lime. The packaging is beautiful. I mean, I get why you're doing this way, and when you see it all together, it looks great.
Our current packaging colors are a non-traditional color palette to where they don't necessarily always reflect the flavor that the soda is. And if we want to go national, we might want to change that approach. Cheers. Thanks so much for coming by. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm checking in with Ann to see if she's given any more thought about just opening the roof deck. But I also want to find out if she's given additional thought to the big picture plans for Groundswell. Hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Looks like you're busy in here. Do you want
Yeah, we're just starting to check in.
walk outside with me?
Sure, that sounds good.
What's this space?
This space is an art museum. Today we're hosting a public class at the Transformer Station. It's an art museum in Hingetown. This is where we first started building our yoga community.
Ann has a great feel for creating yoga events that attract big crowds. But none of that matters if she can't get this new space in working order.
So on the rooftop, are there going to be bathrooms on the roof?
Yeah, so one flight of stairs below is the second floor. There's actually a bathroom already there. So what we're doing is actually creating a check-in and mini retail and locker area on that second floor. So I heard you loud and clear. Having kind of a check-in area, locker room, it just will feel full service. And I appreciate you really like hammering that home.
I think you are an amazing entrepreneur. You're also the hardest business for me to think about. Like, how do I help you guys expand beyond just Cleveland?
I think I've come up with a way to grow my business, but still stay true to my original vision. Wanderlust is an incredible yoga festival, and I would love to partner with them to create a similar type festival, like almost South by Southwest.
To do like yoga events around the country or like...
Yes.
Anne never ceases to surprise me with her ambition. Her idea to create a yoga festival here in Cleveland is great. But the key to a successful festival is collaboration and partnerships with local businesses. You are the craziest entrepreneur on the planet. You're like, this project is not big enough. The space that I chose was the biggest space of anybody. And let's do the biggest event. You're insane. I love it though.
I'm really glad that Bonin likes the yoga festival idea. I think my next step is to start exploring other businesses in Gordon Square to see if I can get an event started.
Today we have a meeting with our investor, Jonathan Sawyer, and his team.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Our investment deal with Jonathan was that he and his team, Sawyer, would become our brand builders.
We're really excited to have their expertise to tap into, and hopefully this meeting will really help us set up the foundation to make our company more mature. So today we're digging into our chain of command, which doesn't even really exist.
I think the goal here is to get the org chart out. Organization chart is important as you grow because it gives you an opportunity to sub out some of your responsibilities to other people. With Fount, we're trying to put together their corporate structure. Who's responsible for what decision-making inside of their company?
So what happens if there's a conflict? Who do I go to for the answer? Is that
It's
one
kind
of you?
us collectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of us kind of are where the top answer comes from.
And I think that it's important that there's one person who gets to trump.
Fount is brimming with creativity and cool. They're lacking adult leadership, managers, really. So the terrifying part to me is to make sure that they understand that in order to grow and grow creatively, there has to be some structure in place.
You're not going to be there all the time anymore. So you better hope that the 5 people that are speaking in the voice of Philip and Jackie.
Right.
I would put a good plan in place on how you're going to solve something that the two of you disagree on.
Jonathan and his team are really opening up our eyes to how business should be run. We didn't really go to business school or anything like that, so this has been a huge education for us.
Hey guys, how are you? Jonathan and Team Sawyer are putting a lot of thought into Fount's day-to-day operations. But I think it's equally important to think about how they're going to define their brand so we can really maximize their growth potential. You guys are going into a really hard space, which is high-end fashion. Why your bag versus a Coach? And more importantly, carrying a Fount bag, what does it say about me?
I feel like by carrying a Fount bag, you're also showing off that you care about your community and you care about like stimulating the American economy again.
I think the Made in America movement really big, and I think you guys, embody that and believe in that. And I really think that stimulating the economy, that whole space, I don't know if it comes through now, but I think it's a big opportunity from a brand building perspective. Nothing will help Fount more than if they can get a major player in the fashion world to tout their bags. And that's something I think I might be able to help them out with. You want to know something really crazy?
Yes.
Gwyneth Paltrow is doing a fireside chat with my boss on Tuesday
in can.
Can I mail you a bag?
You guys can ship it overnight.
We can overnight it to you.
So when we talk about brand ambassadors, Gwyneth is the standard.
Number one.
If Gwyneth Paltrow got one of our bags,
Oh my goodness.
this would be, it potentially could be a really huge opportunity, especially because
Well,
she
she's
has.
known for her style.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I love you.
Very good.
I really appreciate it.
This could be huge.
Huge. This is the biggest opportunity of a lifetime. I'm freaking out. Stephanie has them all packed back here, so let's just dig through. Stephanie usually packs them in groups.
We basically have to get a box together for Gwyneth Paltrow in the next hour, or else we'll miss our opportunity.
Oh, I found one.
Let's package them in the car, because I don't think we have time.
Let's just take it. They'll have tape and everything there.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, no minute like the last minute, huh?
Coming up on Cleveland Hustle.
We're going to New York. Bonnan set up this meeting for us to pitch our frozen bagels. As soon as they give their verdict, it's going to have a huge impact on our company. I'd pick this one.
I'm thinking more and more about creating a yoga festival. It will help publicize our new studio, Groundswell, and help grow our brand. I thought about partnering with Spice Acres on their farm. Spice Acres is owned by a family that owns an incredible restaurant in the Gordon Square district, and we like to host a yoga event on their farm. Hi, Ann. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having us. We are looking to open a yoga studio in Gordon Square, right near your restaurant. We're really excited to just talk about some ways we can potentially collaborate.
Sure, absolutely. These are beehives, and obviously you need bees on a working farm or else you have no pollination and nothing grows.
We're touring around the farm, and I can't wait to already start planning an event.
This is a beautiful space. We do have a bat problem, and bats are protected in the national parks, so we're not allowed to do anything about them.
Are bats afraid of anything?
Sports radio. That's what we do during weddings. Before the party gets here, we'll just blast sports radio, sports talk radio, yeah, and they'll fly away.
I think this would be awesome for the yoga. Even like acoustically, you still feel like you're outside, but I definitely love the idea of embracing the whole farm. This is exactly the type of space we look for to create an experience for our Groundswell community. I'm glad we can partner with Spice Acres. It's a great first step in growing our Groundswell events.
Do you want to maybe sit down at the restaurant and get our calendars out and kind of look at some different options?
This is like forefront of an experience we'd love to create, so I'd love to do that.
Platform Brewing Company is a young brewery here in Cleveland. Their concept is to take home brewers, take their home brew and brew it in a larger capacity and actually can and bottle the product and take it to market. The more we talked, it was like, hey, we use a lot of the same equipment, and given the mission that these guys have here, wouldn't it make sense for us to explore a relationship? Now that we've got the investment from Kumar, we've decided to accelerate a decision to actually move forward with Platform as our production and distribution partner, which will allow us to scale the business really fast, given that they've got all the equipment that we actually need to grow the business.
All the grocery stores, bottle shops.
Great.
We already have those relationships.
So you've already inked a distribution deal for these guys, so I don't have to worry.
Correct.
Best of all, they can take over our distribution and have dedicated salespeople and trucks to actually get our product into all locations in Ohio. Today, Mike does all of our deliveries, so the idea that we can now have a dedicated distribution team that's out there hitting all of the 800 to 1,000 accounts they touch in Northeast Ohio is huge for us. This is the famed big piece of equipment that's going to help us
Pasteurizer?
get out of the cooler and onto the shelf. One of the biggest issues we've had in expanding our distribution is the fact that the product is not shelf stable. So our product has to be bought cold at stores and can't sit on shelves next to competing brands. But that's all about to change, and we can't wait.
How many cases?
This we can do about 40 cases an hour. We're only at 50 a week now.
And the goal is 500 cases.
Getting up to 500 is 10x, which is a great leap for us. But this thing can do that in basically a day.
And that maps to basically the business plan that you sold to this man.
Correct.
I am super pumped that platform is a potential opportunity for us. To go from 50 cases a week to 10 times that, that's a huge move for us.
This whole space is your guys' space now.
Yes.
So we're getting rid of the other space that I saw.
Correct.
So that's gone. What Sean and Mike have done is they've found a Cleveland partner that can help them scale around the globe. Old City Soda seems to have turned things around. Now they have a much better production facility, a distributor, and finally a location for their shop. Things are really looking up for them. This is really impressive. Thank you. I'm going to take off.
Thanks, Bonner.
Text me if you need anything, guys.
Will do.
All right.
Appreciate it. See ya.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Can we ask you something?
Talk to me.
We know you're super busy. We don't have the signed agreement yet.
Team Sawyer has invested $500,000 in assets in Founts Growth. We're doing corporate strategy for them. We're building their infrastructure, PR, HR, and all the stuff it takes to run a business. The agreement still isn't signed by Fount. When you're talking about a business deal that payment is 45 days old and you still haven't gone to contract, you're talking about a very frustrated set of lawyers on Team Sawyer's side and members. Fount needs to understand that our services are extremely valuable. Julie, Amelia, and I have dedicated a ton of time, therefore money, to Fount. And to not have an operating agreement right now is insulting.
The operating agreement, we have to get signed by them today. And I think we're in a position now where we say, here's the operating agreement. We're done working with you guys until this is signed.
I'm not quite sure what happened to Fount if they don't sign this operating agreement. I know that we're not willing to dedicate any more time or resources unless we are contractually obligated.
If they have points that they want to talk about in the contract, I'm not interested.
Yeah, right.
We're almost 3 months in and you still haven't signed the op agreement.
Right.
It's the same as the term sheet, but we're done. We're walking away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving on for us with Cleveland Hustles would be selecting another finalist or semi-finalist to give our assets and money to. It's time for some tough love here. They either sign the operating agreement or they don't, and we're ready to move on if they don't.
Typical day in our lives is usually getting up around 4 a.m. I'm not a morning person. Milton is like the ice cube troll. If he hears that thing go off, he's gotta come. It's not one of those scenarios where I'm getting up and I'm listening to music and I'm making myself a nice breakfast. Like, no, it is time to make bagels, make the deliveries, fulfill the accounts. Today, we're going to New York. We're going to meet with Box.com, an online retailer dealing with a lot of bulk products. So I would say probably their competitor is like a Costco. Bonin is friends with the CEO and set up this meeting for us to, pitch our frozen bagels to them. To sell our product through Boxed, that would be a huge opportunity.
We're talking about being available pretty much nationwide. Do you want to take East Side?
Yeah, that's fine. Have you ever heard the life ballad, The Gambler by Kenny Rogers? It's kind of how Jeff and I view growth. Slow and steady. A lot of businesses get in trouble when they try to go too big, too fast. We don't ever want to sacrifice the quality of our product or brand because we're going after too lofty of a goal. We're making
making bagels today, packaging it up, taking it to New York City, and see how it works out with a taste test. It will be cool to introduce New York to the best bagel in America.
Hey guys,
Hey.
what's up? Welcome
How are
to
you, sir?
New York City.
Good to see you.
Good to
Thank
see
you
you.
guys for joining me in my town. So we're going to meet with the CEO and the head of marketing for Box.com. I've kind of told them a little bit about you, but you guys will kind of share, I guess, everything about the business, your passion, that kind of stuff. But what I hope we can get out of this and what I would be trying to push for is some type of national distribution deal. So let's go upstairs.
Yeah,
All
okay,
right.
great.
All right,
Thanks
so-
again, Biden, for something.
Yeah,
No problem,
really
my
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Most of the products that they have are national brand products, and we're just this smaller company with this little artisan brand of bagels.
Where do we fit between Pop-Tarts and paper towels?
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hey guys,
How are you?
welcome.
Hey.
Thanks for having us, Ted. Pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by. This
Thanks
will
for
be,
having us. Yeah, absolutely.
This will be fun.
You guys are well on your way, huh?
There really is, I guess, a food revolution going on, both on the production side and also on the retail side. Most of our shoppers are millennials. They'll love the mainstream brands, but at the same time, we also carry artisan brands. So it wouldn't be out of the question if you guys are the only bagel that we sell on Box nationally, if these bagels are up to par.
What kind of quantities do you think?
We generally buy in complete truckloads. And so you have to cube out a truck of bagels at the very least for us.
And that
that's
would be
usually-
daily?
And that would just be one facility.
Currently, I mean, we do a few hundred, several hundred a day, and taking on an account like Box.com, he's talking truckloads, so I mean, that could be thousands of bagels a day. That would be a massive scaling up.
We want to get eventually into a deal where we have distribution, but I don't think we have to sacrifice quality.
Right, yeah,
we want to
do it the
brand
right
that is
way,
our
and it
reputation.
sounds like you guys have a similar mindset. It's just quality over everything else.
So, should we go and taste these bagels?
Yeah,
Do it.
absolutely.
Let's go.
taste it. All right.
Plenty of people from New York City in particular have told us they love our bagels. New York has rested on their laurels, and that's kind of one of the points for us doing this too.
We're going to do a real bake-off today and test the Cleveland Bagel Company bagel against some of the best bagels that you can find in New York City today. And so hopefully you guys are going to be up for this.
When they pulled out those bagels, I was stoked because I feel like I've known for years that we have a better product than New York has. This is going to be good and bad for you guys because you're going to taste a real great bagel, but you're going to be some of the first people in New York City to realize that you've fallen from the top.
All right, we're up to the challenge. Let's do it.
My only request, and we are adamant about this, you never toast a fresh bagel, but because we're gonna have to toast these, I'm gonna ask that you actually toast those
totally
as well.
fair.
Okay.
All right, let's try, guys. So cheers, Elise.
I heard that crunch.
It's like slightly crispy on the outside, pretty chewy on the inside. What did you think?
Say this one's chewier. This one feels a little weedier.
They've tried both ours and the New York bagels. We don't know what's gonna go on, but as soon as they give their verdict, it's gonna have a huge impact on our company.
Which one did you like better?
I think I'd pick this one.
Okay.
But I'd pick this one.
So, Elise, this is the Cleveland bagel that you chose.
Lifelong New Yorker.
And unfortunately, Jay, you also chose the Cleveland.
Do we, so, Elise, where do we turn in our New York driver's license?
I'm embarrassed now.
Do I have a mic that I can just... My reaction would be correct choice.
Well, if the quality stays like this, I think you guys have a good shot to take a good chunk of that $400 million market. So let's have that conversation about how do we get these unboxed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Obviously, we're both elated.
Thank you.
It's a really good day.
Our ability to provide someplace like New York City with good bagels again is just, it's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
See you in Cleveland.
Nice luck.
216.
Did you pick your flowers yet? Today's the big day. We successfully partnered with Spice Acres to host our first yoga event, Flower Child Flow. I'm so excited to spread the word about opening our yoga studio in Gordon Square. This event is a really great example of how we're different. We create experiences, so it's not just yoga in a barn.
Look, you could wear that like on your wedding day.
We decided we would create flower crowns with freshly picked flowers before going into the yoga flow. I don't think a lot of fitness experiences out there create something so unique. 45 people today signed up for the event, and we're charging $65 per person. Our per person cost of the event is $49.25. That money goes towards overhead, instructors, and to Spice Acres for letting us use the farm and cater the event. We make a little bit of profit on this event, but more importantly, we create an experience that lets the community know what makes Groundswell so special. Hi, I'm Ann Hartnett. I founded Groundswell Collective. We're really proud to build community through movement. What that means is just this: getting together, connecting with the person next to you, and walking away just feeling amazing at the end of that experience. We are opening a brick and mortar in Gordon Square. We have a lot of exciting stuff coming out. It's really important to make connections with not only future clients, but also partnering businesses. Anyone from Spice, can you just raise your hand? Thank you so much for welcoming us. They have an amazing thing going, and it's just another example of what's happening in Cleveland, building community. We're so proud to be able to start collaborating and have this experience together.
Chaturanga, exhale. Can you open your mouth and exhale? It's okay to open your mouth. You're gonna round your back. This is called cat back. One more round. A little like that.
When people care about their community and have pride in it, it gets better. When you're proud of where you live, you work, you play, you want it to improve and be able to say it's one of the best places in the world.
Nice job.
I asked Jackie and Philip to meet me at the restaurant to talk about the storefront. What we're really trying to do here is get our operating agreement finalized and signed.
Really, this meeting, it was sort of long overdue.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys gotta understand how busy we are and how hard we're working.
Yeah.
And the fact that this operating agreement, which is the exact same as the term sheet, which we already negotiated with you guys all the way back for 2 weeks in April.
Yep.
Is long overdue.
Right.
And you're wasting our time. Our time is very precious to us. We want to work really hard on this project for you guys, but without an operating agreement that's legally binding, we're not going to do anything. What we're talking about is, about 10 days ago, someone from your side told your council to change one of the terms.
Okay.
But the term sheet is already legally binding. There is no renegotiating. To me, that was a
That was a slap in the face. That was really a betrayal of our trust. I negotiated with you guys over many days, and we reached a term sheet that is binding. And the fact that you didn't even tell me that you wanted to change it at any point in time and went through council to council is not open communication.
Okay.
And it's really scary to me, frankly. You know, we're talking about, 3 years of a commitment of a ton of capital by us to you guys. And this does not show that the relationship will be timely or effective going forward. I hope you're taking it seriously. I hope you understand what this means for us. Because at the end of the day, I came to this table prepared to walk away. If you don't have a signed operating room today, we are going to walk away.
Maybe there's a miscommunication because I think
There's
that.
not.
Yeah.
Not a miscommunication.
It's gonna take a minute.
I'm back.
You okay?
It was like, they told us we're coming to meet here and talk about the store. We were advised to make this correction.
Everything you said was right, though.
We're busting our butts over here.
I know.
Just like,
This is just business.
We can just push through it. It's not a big deal.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, I apologize. I think it's just been got a lot on the plate. Yeah. So we're just trying to quick. Yeah, man.
It's fine. We can get over it, but we have to understand that going forward, we're gonna communicate effectively. We're not your administrator.
Right.
Okay, we're not. We're working on top level things.
Right.
We're gonna have this agreement in place. You guys have to value this relationship as much as you value your own relationship.
Yeah.
You know, we are your partners in this business.
Right.
And if you're not gonna make yourself available, then we're not gonna make ourselves available.
Right.
And we appreciate that and we agree. And so, I apologize that it's taken us a while. Everything it's just been thing after thing after thing we've been trying to get done, and we should have made this a bigger priority to get this back to you sooner. So I apologize.
And I do have the paperwork. I just need to go get it notarized today, so we can go get that taken care of and have it dropped off to your office later today.
So I think that's what we should do then. I think you guys should sign that. We don't need to talk about anything else right now. We basically have till 5 o'clock to finalize.
Did we have everything? I'm kind of nervous.
I know. After we left the meeting, we just ran back to the studio and just printed off the most recent copy of the contract.
It's just like
team members, of course. We are excited to start to move forward again with, all the exciting and fun stuff with the business. So first of all, do you want official documents? There you go. So, sorry for the delay. It's we got it all.
It's a long time to make
That's
it.
no hard feelings.
My bad.
Nothing is personal ever, as you know.
Once we gave Jonathan the contract, he was extremely happy to, be able to move forward with that. And he said no hard feelings. And honestly, I think he's that kind of person, that there are no hard feelings. This is business, and we signed the contract, and let's move forward so we can get things going.
Let me give you an update on Gwyneth.
Yeah.
Apparently, she loved the bag.
What?
Really? Bonham was able to put one of their best bags in front of Gwyneth Paltrow. What this means for Fount long term, I don't really know. But validation from Gwyneth Paltrow is awesome.
Hold on, I gotta take a minute.
That's how you get it. Yes.
I feel like it's the coolest thing that's ever happened.
This is good that we can get together.
Yeah.
We got like a little more than a month to meet these deadlines that we've accepted.
Yeah, not very confident right now.
All right.
Have any of you guys gotten permits yet?
No.
I haven't either.
No.
Right now, I've got 2 guys that do 2 different things. So it's cool because they can work on things separately, but the pressure that we have is splitting my 2 founders up. When I first met them, I kept saying how Mike is the heart, and then Sean is the brain, but they need each other for the blood flow, and I want to keep them together.
Maybe you need to sort of take the role of facilitator.
I think I need to step it up. Yeah.
So what's the story with yours? Yoga on the rooftop?
It's going to be yoga on the rooftop. I don't think it's possible to do the inside because of the deadline. I mean, the timeline.
If it's open on time.
If it's open on time.
If it doesn't open the roof till October.
Ice yoga.
Exactly.
How about you, John?
My biggest concern with them is decision making. We've spent a lot of time trying to bring them into a place where they can stop having conversations about decisions and make decisions.
Who do I go to for the answer? Is that
it's
one
kind
of
of
you?
us collectively?
Yes.
I want to hire for them a manager of sorts, for the process.
I'm about that too. I want my guys to quickly get people trained to make this product and sell this product and get them into the marketing. They're wearing themselves down doing stuff that maybe they shouldn't even be doing, like helping build out. There's a big price to pay for this learning experience. I don't really care if they learn how to build out a store. I care that they can get this business up and running and make money. My fellow investors, they seem to have the same concerns that I do. Will we really be able to open this thing on time? We have a tough 5 weeks ahead of us. There's just so much to do. I mean, that's why it's called Cleveland Hustles instead of Cleveland Relax. Well, I have run out of gripes and concerns. I'm glad you all have the same.
That's not true. We all know that is not.
I got plenty more concerns.
Next week on Cleveland Hustles. Construction begins on the business owner's storefronts.
Where'd the front of this building go?
But they experience unexpected problems.
I thought that this building was going to get taken down.
So people are not actually going to be able to see the city at all.
I'm pretty concerned.
And with the Tremont Food Festival as the last big promotional push before they open their stores.
The Empire! I love it.
Will the entrepreneurs grab the opportunity by the horns?
People are excited. They're like, oh, I'm so glad you're here, and they love the sandwiches.
Or drop the ball?
Because these are the signs that talk about everything you can do, it's a little bit confusing.
You guys have confusion, though, in general. And LeBron James is making dreams come true.
It starts brick by brick, it starts person by person, family by family, kid by kid, and just build up these communities.
For exclusives and extras, visit clevelandhustles.cnbc.com.
From executive producer LeBron James, opening day looms and the pressure mounts.
Nothing is done.
With their dreams in the balance, will they make it to the finish line? Cleveland Hustles. Premiere episode next Wednesday at 10. CNBC. Get yours.
Marcus Lemonis is the prophet. Next, CNBC. Get yours.